we're going to start off in the NBA and start off in Golden State with the unmaking of a dynasty. So last week, Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, they went on Bleacher Report. It was on Bleacher Report. They were on Draymond Green's his show. I guess he got a show, whatever. They were talking about the 2018 dispute and how the Golden State Warriors as an organization mishandled the situation that took place with Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. So as y'all know, in 2018, the Warriors had just won 2 championships after Kevin Durant had decided to join forces with the Golden State Warriors. And so regular season game, Warriors in LA to take on the LA Clippers, and Draymond Green had got a rebound. It's a late game situation, very intense moment. In this particular game, I think Steph Curry was out. Draymond Green caught a rebound. Kevin Durant won the basketball. He was hot. He was feeling it. And they got into a dispute, got into a big argument. Draymond went on the bench and called Kevin Durant the B word, and they had a major dispute amongst each other. And then y'all know later on that season, the Warriors did end up getting to the NBA Finals, but Kevin Durant got injured. I believe it was Game 5 against the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi won his second championship with the Toronto Raptors. So everybody wanted to know, and everybody wanted to hear this, conversation between Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. And so this was Kevin Durant. He said, quote, in the conversation with Draymond Green, he said it was the way that everybody, including Steve Kerr, acted like it didn't happen. This was on Chips on the Bleacher Report. Okay, so it was Chips. This is on Chips on Bleacher Report. Kevin Durant said it was the way that everybody, including Steve Kerr, acted like it didn't happen. So that was Draymond Green and Kevin Durant speaking about the situation that took place in Golden State. So everybody was talking about, is it fair to blame Steve Kerr for the fallout in Golden State with Kevin Durant ultimately departing Golden State and signing with the Brooklyn Nets? So everybody was talking about that. So I want to say, I don't believe Steve Kerr is to blame, nor do I believe General Manager Bob Myers is to blame for the fallout in Golden State and the altercation that took place between Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. Let me say that again. I don't believe Kevin Durant left Golden State because of the fallout. I'm sorry, let me say this again. I don't believe that Steve Kerr or General Manager Bob Myers is the reason why Kevin Durant decided to depart Golden State. I don't believe that's the reason why he decided to leave, was because of how Steve Kerr and Bob Myers handled that particular situation. But I'll get into that here shortly. First and foremost, I want to give Kevin Durant and Draymond Green a ton of credit for doing this conversation and having this face-to-face conversation for everyone to see. I want to give them credit because you don't typically see players who still are currently playing have these type of heart-to-heart conversations. So I commend Draymond Green and Kevin Durant for having this face-to-face, heart-to-heart conversation for everyone to see and everyone to dissect and give their opinion on. You don't see this typically with players. I think Kobe and Shaq, they had a conversation, after Shaq had already retired. I think Kobe might have been retired as well. I'm not sure, but I know Shaq was retired. You don't see players, typically have these type of face-to-face conversations about things or arguments and disagreements that they may have gotten into while they play together, especially while they're still in the league. You don't normally see that. So I give a ton of credit to Draymond Green and Kevin Durant for taking the time to speak about this particular situation and other things involving Kevin Durant during his tenure in Golden State in his overall career. I give him a ton of credit because, a lot of times these players, the reason why they have the issues that they have with the media is because they feel like the media speaks for them instead of actually letting them speak for themselves. So, in this particular conversation, Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, they both had an opportunity to speak for themselves. So I give them a ton of credit for that. And I believe in the media, we need to do a better job of allowing these players to speak for themselves. That's why I always say, I'm in the media and I don't got no issue with the player or a coach coming on Wise Guys and talking to me about whatever it is that need to be discussed about. If it's a report that's going out there, that's about a particular player or a coach, I have no issue with the player or coach coming on Wise Guys and discussing the issue with me. I'm a man. I can take it. I can take whatever criticism you throw my way, but come on my show and talk about it with me. Don't go on social media and try to talk about me behind my back. And if you do that, I'll just let you know, hey, I have a platform. You can come on Wise Guys on the Worldwide Sports Network and let me know how you feel about how I reacted to a particular report. Because I'm only reacting to what's reported. I'm only reacting to what's reported. So, I'm okay with players, coming on my show and talking to me about something I reported and me giving my opinion on. I have no problem with that. So I want to get that out there. But when it comes to the situation with Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors, I don't believe Kevin Durant left Golden State because of his altercation involving Draymond Green. I believe Kevin Durant already had his mind made up that he was going to leave Golden State before that last season took place. I don't think the altercation was what basically was this is the breaking point for Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant already had his mind made up that he was leaving Golden State. He had already accomplished what he wanted to accomplish by winning 2 championships back-to-back, by winning 2 finals MVPs back-to-back. So I believe Kevin Durant had already made up in his mind that he wanted a new challenge and he wanted to go to a different team so he can be the reason why that team wins a championship and he can be undeniable the best player on that team. Even though I think he was the best player on Golden State, people always say that, you went to a dynasty that was already established. I think Kevin Durant already knew in his mind that he wanted to go to a situation where he was the player who recruited other free agents to come and play with him and basically was that franchise player from the beginning of the, era when they were winning championships to the end. Because we know in Golden State, as great as Kevin Durant was, he was never going to get the love and respect that Steph Curry got. It was never going to happen because Steph Curry has been there since the beginning of his career. We know Kevin Durant is a better player than Steph Curry, but he was never going to get the love from the Golden State Warriors fans that Steph Curry got. It wasn't going to happen. So I believe Kevin Durant, he wants that love and respect that that Steph Curry got with Golden State Warrior fans. And he knows if he wins a championship with the Brooklyn Nets, he will get all of the respect that he deserves. We know the caliber of player that Kevin Durant deserves to get that love and respect. But because the Warriors were already an established dynasty, Kevin Durant was never going to be respected like Steph Curry was in Golden State. It didn't matter if he won 4, 6, or 8 championships, and he was the finals MVP for every championship that he won in Golden State. He was never going to receive the love that Steph Curry got from Golden State Warriors fans. It wasn't going to happen. Same thing I say about LeBron James in Miami. LeBron James with the 4 straight finals in Miami. He was a 2-time finals MVP with the Miami Heat. But he will never be respected like the great Dwayne Wade in South Beach. It will never happen. In Cleveland, it happened for LeBron James when he won his championship with the Cavaliers in 2016. But it wasn't going to happen in Miami, no matter how many championships he won. So Kevin Durant realized that before that final season in Golden State, and that's why he departed Golden State for Brooklyn. Now, the situation involving Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, that's something that I'm surprised Kevin Durant and Draymond Green still have a relationship to this day. And I know everyone's going to say, well, life is short. You're supposed to forgive and forget and, let things go. You can't disrespect me and say is calling me out of my name and calling me the B word. You can call me overweight. You can call me a geek with my glasses. You can call me plenty of things. But one thing I will never allow you to do is disrespect me by calling me out of my name, saying the B word, or disrespecting my family. Those are things that there is no coming back from. So I'm surprised that Kevin Durant and Draymond Green still have a relationship, but I respect the fact that they were able to get over their differences. Kevin Durant's better than me because when you call me out of my name, you call someone the B word, those are fighting words. Those are, we got to move furniture immediately before we can have any conversation. And even if we was to have a conversation, I will never trust you again. I will never trust you again. So I give Kevin Durant a lot of credit for being able to accept Draymond Green's apology and move on with their friendship. But when it comes to the overall reason why Kevin Durant left Golden State, it wasn't because of the altercation involving him and Draymond. He was already leaving Golden State before the season started. He just wanted another opportunity to win another championship and be able to three-peat, something that rarely ever happens in the NBA. That's why he returned for his third season in Golden State. He already knew he was done with that challenge and ready to move on to different challenges in his career. So I don't believe Steve Kerr and Bob Myers were the fallout. Draymond Green and Kevin Durant said, well, I think Draymond said that he told the front office, he said, hey, y'all going to mess this up. No, Draymond, it was already going to happen anyway. KD was already going to leave Golden State. But it's just like any relationship. You could be in a relationship for years. And because you may have children with the person, because you may have financial attachments to a person, you may stay in a relationship knowing that you're going to leave the relationship at some point in the foreseeable future. But there are times where things can happen and things can take place where it just confirms everything for you. And you say, I was leaving this situation anyway. This just was the icing on the cake. That was the situation involving Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. The altercation was the icing on the cake. It was already happening anyway. It was already happening. And that's why I said with relationships, you already can know 3 months, 6 months, or even a year or a year and a half, depending on what you have attached to the person that you're with, you may already know that you're leaving this relationship. And then there could be certain things that you find out that is the icing on the cake that says, okay, I was already out before. I'm damn sure out the door now. And that's why you saw Kevin Durant in the immediate aftermath, after the timeout and after the argument with Draymond, you can hear him clearly say, that's why I'm out. He was done. He was done in Golden State. But the argument with Draymond was icing on the cake. Now, another thing I want to say is The reason why the Golden State Warriors weren't able to three-peat had nothing to do with the argument between Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. They didn't three-peat because Kevin Durant got injured in Game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Toronto Raptors. He went down. Klay Thompson went down in Game 6. The reason why they lost in the NBA Finals had nothing to do with his argument with Draymond Green. They would have beaten the Toronto Raptors had Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant been healthy. Quit trying to tell us the reason why you weren't able to three-peat was because of the disagreement between Kevin Durant and Draymond Green. I'm not buying that. The reason why you didn't three-peat was because of your injuries on your team, KD, Draymond. It had nothing to do with the altercation that took place. So that's one thing I wanted to get out on my chest as well. I think they didn't three-peat because of the injuries. Because if Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson are both healthy, they would have swept the Toronto Raptors. With all due respect to Kawhi Leonard, two-time Finals MVP, two-time NBA champion, one of the best two-way players in the NBA, he would have gotten swept by the Golden State Warriors had Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson not got injured. Period. So those are my takeaways from the conversation between Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. I don't believe Steve Kerr or Bob Myers are to blame for the fallout in Golden State. Kevin Durant already had his mind made up. He was leaving Golden State. He wanted a new challenge, and he wants to be the reason why fans respect him at building a dynasty. And that's exactly what's taking place right now in Brooklyn. If the Brooklyn Nets go on to win 2 or 3 championships in this era with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant will get majority of the credit for starting that dynasty.